Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper. And in this video today, I'm going to show you how to secure your prep storage racks for the great earthquake that's going to signal the Seven Trumpets of Revelation. Now, whether you live in California on the fault line that's out there, or on the San Andreas, or whether you live out here on the west end of Tennessee on the New Madrid, it doesn't matter where you live in the world. One day we're going to get a great wake up, and then the Seven Trumpets are going to start. And it's very important not only that we make spiritual preparation for it, but physical preparation. So I'm going to show you today on some common industrial shelving, the medium grade, what I would call, that you would normally see. And then I'm also going to show you the heavy duty industrial racking that you would see like at a Lowe's or Home Depot that holds tons of weight, or also in a warehousing situation. And I'm going to show you how to fabricate these safely into your structure and get them in place so that you can put your preps on it. So let's take a look at it now. Now when it comes to the portion of the build where you're going to strap your racks to the wall so they're fastened. See, an earthquake right now would take this for a ride. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take the strapping that you can get at your local hardware, and see, this one has two different size holes. It has a smaller and a larger hole. And what I'm about to do is, once I find my screws here, is I'll show you one. We're going to drill this out, and then we're going to put masonry screws through it, so the end result will be that will tighten that to the wall. Okay, and then that way this rack won't move anymore because it'll be securely fastened and held into place. So I'm going to drill this out right now with a hammer drill. I would encourage you to use a hammer drill for doing masonry drilling, and just a lot more effective and save your electric cordless drills. Okay, so we'll do that, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, now you can see that we've got our strap in place. Our shelf is good and secure. Alright, now the good thing is where you put that washer on top of your strapping and then ran that screw into the block through this, and make sure not to drill into the mortar, drill into block. Okay, so what we'll do now is just make sure and tighten that the rest of the way real good, and you'll do this on all your rack. I would encourage you, if it's a very tall rack, that I'd go every 2.5 foot, I'd put one of these straps. Okay, so if you got a 6 foot rack, I'd at least put 2 straps on each rack, as far as to keep them secure in place. And that way, when the time comes and an earthquake happens, you've got support against the wall. And not only that, you can also, if you wanted to take it a step further, you can bring down 2x4 from your rafters or from your block ceiling, whatever you have, and fasten it to the side. And that way, you've got shift this way protected, and you've got shift this way protected. Now I'm also going to show you one other thing. Now one other thing that you can do to also strengthen your racks from the sway from side to side is what I call a nail bracket. You can get these for, I'm going to put a link where you can get like shelving like this and the large industrial shelving. Try to put some links in the video for that. But you can mount that on there, and that'll help stiffen your racks together. Not only that, but where these racks are made and fold in like that, you can bolt them together on the inside to help strengthen them. And not only that, but as we ran the strapping across the other shelving that was by itself, now like a long span of shelving like this, I would encourage you to just run it straight through the shelving into the block. That's what we done here. You know, a couple on each side, and do that throughout your shelving. And that way, you know, it's going nowhere. Okay, because I want this to ride out maybe a 6 or a 7 magnitude earthquake, because whenever the one starts in the Bible, you know, spoken of in Revelation, that great earthquake that signals the sounding of the 7 trumpets, I don't know how hard a magnitude it's going to be. So I want to make sure that it can hold up to a really hard one. Okay? So now with that said, I'm going to go to the large industrial racking, and I'll show you how to fabricate that into the floor and get that together. Okay, the first thing you want to do whenever you're going to put large industrial racking like this in the floor is take and mark off the floor. You can take a Sharpie or a chalk stick. I'm going to just mark off my place where I'm going to start. Now, I'm not going to put both lag bolts into the floor. I'm only going to put one on each corner for now. And what it is that'll go down in the ground, and when I tighten that up, that flange will come down and seal that where that this can't move no more. So we're going to drill one out. We'll put that and mount that in place. We'll mark out where our other one's going to go. We'll put it into place, and then we'll have this one secure. You'll do the same thing on the other side, and then you can start putting your racks into place. But I'll show you how to drill this out. Now once you've got that drilled out and you've drove your wedge anchor down into the concrete, all you'll do is I'm going to tighten this the rest of the way down. I'm going to drive it the rest of the way in and then tighten it, and it will flange that out real good and tight, and that'll keep this shelf in place. And that's what I'm going to do on all sides, and that's what you need to do if you're going to put large racking like this into concrete floor. That way, if earthquake hits, it won't shift your shelves and it'll be supported good. Okay, now we've got our racks in place and lag bolt to the end of the floor here with our wedge bolts. You can see we've got them drilled out and some in place already, and going to put the others later on. And we've got this secured, the beams in place. Now this racking right here, I'm going to put a link in the description of the video where you can get some of this stuff used. And not only that, I know a source also that I'll put a phone number for that I got mine from. This is great stuff. This should sustain a really, really hard earthquake if you mount this good to a really good foundation, because this is as hardcore industrial as it gets. They come in really long beam spans. I mean, this right here, we're talking 12. I think this one was a 12-footer. I'm sorry, probably even more, but I'm thinking it's 14 foot. Yeah. But anyway, all you do now is once you got your beams in place, just slide this in. It locks in just like this is the racking that you'll see if you go to a Lowe's or Home Depot. You know, you just pick the slot you want it, drop your latch in, just make sure the width measurements is right, and that's all there is to it. And what I'll probably do later is mount from the ceiling down to the side of this to support it more. So just in case there was any sway, that this will take and hold a lot of weight. And all that's left for you to do once that you have this stuff mounted into place is to put you a support board in between there just to hold the weight of whatever you're putting, or metal support, and then just lay your board across there and you're ready to start stocking your preps on it. Now one last thing I want to point out to you as far as getting ready for an earthquake is if you haven't visited worldslastchance.com, make sure to visit them and check out their 7 Trumpets of Revelation series. I'll put a link to them right there in the video and also in the description. Because ladies and gentlemen, the events that are about to happen are going to make all other calamities pale in comparison to what we're about to experience here in these final days and final years that we have left. That great earthquake is going to be a wake-up to humanity. Following that, the 7 trumpets are going to begin to sound, and shortly thereafter, Messiah is going to return. We need to be prepared spiritually and physically. What I've showed you today is just one step of many you can take to prepare yourself and have the means to put your preps on it and know it'll be there and survive this earthquake to come. I hope we all make it through these events ahead, and we need to prepare now so that we have the greatest survival chance later. I hope this has been a help to you, and until we see you again on another video on 7 Trumpets Prepper channel, have a most blessed day in Yahushua name.